are at the DuPont Nature Center at the Mispillion Harbor Reserve.
We've got a pair of nesting ospreys that have a couple of chicks that they're raising.
They have 2 chicks this year. They were hatched the 18th and 19th of May, and they're growing up quick. And they start as these little tiny furry things that can't even really hold their head up off the ground. They're kind of wiggling around a little bit more, maybe to mom's disdain. And then in a couple weeks from now, they're gonna really look like, full-scale birds. They are a familiar couple to us. They've been here on this nest for a few years now, and osprey watchers have dubbed their names Della and Warren, because if you put them together, you get Delaware.
You can actually find osprey all across the world except for Antarctica. They're on the nest for a little bit over a month, incubating those eggs, and then once the chicks hatch, they're around the nest for another 60 or so days. For the most part, all of our osprey go to South America. In rare cases, we do have a few that stick around. They select their nesting habitat based on food resources and also safety of their eggs, their chicks. They're often known as the fish hawk, and they're one of the only birds of prey that 99% of their diet relies on fish.
The vicinity of this nest location to multiple bodies of water that all have an abundance of fish there. And that's one of the main reasons for why this osprey nest is always filled up and these ospreys are so successful, is they're able to catch fish out of either the Mispillion River, as you see right behind me, Cedar Creek on the other side of us, and even the Delaware Bay. I think the coolest thing about watching them is how great they are at fishing. I love fishing. I am not a master at fishing, but these ospreys are so darn impressive. And see them dive down and pick them right up out of the water. It's an awesome thing to see.
The unique adaptation that they have is that one of their outside toes does go back to the other one, so they have 2 in front and 2 behind, and that makes it easier to grip the fish. They go in feet first and then fly right out of the water.
It's amazing to watch them. I watched them yesterday get a striped bass, a rockfish, a rock out of the water. That rock looked like it was about the size of that bird. And they was able to actually pull it up out of the water, and I thought, man, she's never gonna get that thing out of the water. You got it out of the water and brought it over to that perch over there and just tore that rockfish to pieces and fed everybody. And the birds are tough. The birds are very resilient, but when the weather gets really bad, they struggle sometimes. I've watched these birds out in really severe weather, and they just kind of hunker down. That mother bird last year, she had those chicks, she had just hatched them, and we had one of those nor'easters come through here just blowing like crazy, and she covered those little ones up and kept them dry and warm right through all that weather and never seemed to faze her.
Just a couple decades ago, ospreys were really struggling. Their populations were very low. The main reason for that was the widespread use of DDT. The shells of their eggs become really brittle and they would either collapse, they'd get crushed really easily, and because of that, there was not many baby ospreys out there. But thanks to the regulations to stop the usage of DDT and a lot of other conservation efforts, such as just putting up these nests in these prime habitat, their numbers have really rebounded and they're almost flourishing now, and it's a beautiful thing to see. We believe they're the same pair that have come back here for a few years now because they have very similar habits, behaviors, and really similar time in year out.
To the day, the 17th or 18th of March, here comes the male. I mean, how in the heck did that bird get from, Ecuador or Argentina or Brazil or something, but to the day they'll be back on that platform? It's just amazing.
Typically speaking, they are monogamous, and they usually do come back to the same nesting site year after year, which is pretty fun, pretty cool to think.
The male in particular is really in tune with what the female needs and wants. She'll yell at him and kind of scold him, "Go get me fish," and she'll just yell and yell and yell at him, but he'll turn around right away and pretty much just go hunt and bring her something back quickly. So he's very responsive to the female. Watching some of these other pairs, I wish they could learn a few lessons from Della and Warren. I also find the nest building is really fascinating, the way that they intertwine and weave the nest. This particular pair is unique in that they are very good at it.
Every spring, Warren at one point is going to bring in a stick to help Della make the nest with, and there's always one stick that she'll just pick up and look at him and then just drop it off the nest. Like, she's like, wasn't good enough. Yeah, and I can personally relate to that, decorating my own home. So that's one of those things that I think makes them unique. They have some really nice personalities that you can actually pick up on the more you watch them. You can watch this pair right from off our deck. As well, inside of our nature center, we have a whole exhibit on our ospreys, which includes our nature camera. It gives you a really great view. And so not only can you spot the nature camera here in the nature center, but you can watch it from the comfort of your own home. We have it streaming online.
I watch it regularly. All my family watches it. My grandchildren all watch the YouTube channel. We got it on our big screen at home, we watch them. We're a small player, a bit part player in a much bigger thing here. And I think that's what these osprey in particular have taught me.